So for today's video, I'm essentially going to be talking about SML remakes and why they essentially make no sense to me at all. This is essentially going to be my own opinion, so if you have a problem with it, then yeah. But without further ado, let's just get into SML 2021. So SML 2021 over the time, has been a pretty decent year so far. We've had Mr. Grimm's Revenge, which was a pretty solid video, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's one of the greatest videos of the year because you always have that one problem in the videos where they essentially just ruin it for everything in the videos. Like, essentially, in that one scene where Rosalie tried to hit Mario with a hammer, yeah, that wasn't a good thing at all, and I'm really sad that Logan actually did that because, that's why so many people hate the video, because, stuff like that. But mostly, I'm not saying that this video is bad because I kind of like it, but I'm just saying that there's a huge problem with the video anyways. But as I said, I'm going to be talking about why I feel like SML remakes are kind of stupid. So yeah, let's get into the second video of the year, called The Candy Salesman. This video was a pretty decent video, not gonna lie. I used to think it was a 10 out of 10, but it's a-okay. Jeffy the Sheep, fine, it's nothing too big. But as I said, let's get on to SML remakes. So yeah, let's get into it. So SML 2021 has been looking as a pretty decent year so far, as you can definitely see as I'm showing you right now. It seems pretty fine, but let's talk about the remakes. First, starting with Jeffy. So Jeffy as a remake is a pretty, I'd say it's an okay one, honestly, to me. It seems one of those okay ones, which you really can know why it's bad, but here's why I say it's bad. Because it's like all remakes, really, if you think about it. Majority of these remakes this year have literally been the same. Only two that I've seen that have been completely different than the original video. Which is why I'm really, not having any more faith in the remakes, because they seem just the same. Like Jeffy Sleepwalks, where in one of the pieces of the videos, there's a disgusting scene where he's literally pooping his pants. And, that's funny. Seriously. That's actually very, very gross. Who wants to hear somebody pooping? That's so funny. Somebody's actually pooping their pants. Seriously, if you're actually gonna do some comedy, at least not be weird with the comedy. But another thing about these videos this year, is the main issue with most of them, honestly. As you can definitely see, a lot of the videos have actually been very gross, and some have actually had very gross endings, like Jeffy's whistle, which is very gross, I'm not gonna lie. Dude literally pooped out a whistle and literally was putting it in his mouth. But let's go into another remake called Superpowers, actually, because that was another one they made in April. So Superpowers as a video is a pretty good video until the ending. I personally didn't like the ending that much because of how selfish you got over something that was really just petty. And even then, even if someone did that, it's superpowers. Come on, who would not tell me that you would actually want to fight Junior because he got rid of everybody's superpowers just because he was upset about something that really didn't even matter all that much. But then Junior's All-Nighter came out after Superpowers was remade, and this video is similar to Superpowers remake. It's just the same. There's no difference at all in this video at all. And literally, this video is one of those videos where you can really tell why I'm really finding remakes very stupid, because a lot of these remakes have just been the same of each videos. And if you're gonna make if you're gonna remake a video, at least know and differentiate with other things that you did, but in a different video. And then you add Jeffy's Homework, the video that Baby Eater calls overrated. This video was pretty behind as a remake, but I still think the original version is better, only because, at least in the original version, it had funny points. In this one, all this video is just a bunch of gags being dragged on for 15 hours in the video. And then you have annoying Jeffy watching the video again and making the video worse than it should be. I'm really annoyed at this point about how remakes are becoming, and it's really showing that Logan's not putting any effort into some of these remakes. I really hope that some of these remakes can get better because, knowing that it's supposed to be a remake and it's supposed to be less filler heavy, and it's supposed to have more comedy and stuff like that, then the fact that this is just the same as some of the other videos is like showing you that Logan pretty much lied about everything he was saying. Me personally, I feel like that this shouldn't even be a problem because it's not necessarily a problem that most people should worry about because it's a remake. Then you have the one scene where Jeffy's just essentially yelling at everything he sees. Like, is that funny? Oh, that's so hilarious. You have a Jeffy yelling at every single thing. And that's funny, like, good job building for the comedy. You have yelling at something, like, that's funny. Like, seriously, it's not fun. And then we have the remote remake, which this video is essentially the same as the original version of the remote. Which I'm going to show you a comparison between both videos after Jeffy's bedtime remake I'm going to discuss about. But essentially, this video is exactly just the same. There's no difference to this video at all, but the fact that this is just the remote, but remade, even though there's no remake because I just said because twice. Because this video has nothing new to it. There's nothing new to the video. Everything here is the same. Which is why I'm saying that if you're gonna make a remake of it, if you're gonna remake a video, why put this much effort into them, but ended up them being up the same? And then we have Jeffy's bedtime. Jeffy's bedtime remake was at least a bit different than the original version, but the main problem with this one was that essentially you had Jeffy being annoying. Now, if you look at the original version, you could obviously tell the difference between most of the remakes. Now, most of the remakes, and as I'm showing you in the original version, are clearly major differences throughout each. But as I'm saying, there's still no major difference to most of the remakes in general because, like I'm saying, because even then, even when Logan actually did a good remake, like Cody the Magician, still you had the same things. Scenes dragged on, there was still filler in them, even though he said no filler. Now, I'm just criticizing the stuff that Logan's been remaking, and this is not essentially just me saying stuff like, alright, this is terrible. I haven't fully given my opinion on remakes yet because I'm going to save another video for that, but I'm just saying my full thoughts on the remakes, okay? So yeah, these remakes are pretty much pointless at this point. These remakes are essentially just the same. There's no difference to the remakes. Some have different scenes, but the majority of the scenes are just same, but with different things. And most of them do have filler in them. Like, if you look at the remote from the original and the remade version, you could obviously tell the same thing. There's no difference at all, but the fact that the remade version is human puppets and the original version was the plushies. Still then, that really doesn't make a major difference to it because it's just different, things that they're using. They're not using the plushies anymore because we obviously know about that, and they're using the human puppets. I don't know why they're not essentially, but they're using the human puppets. But obviously, as you can see in the footage, everything's the same here. There's really no difference to any of these videos at all. Which is why I don't understand why Logan would remake a video if there's no difference to the videos. Obviously, as I'm scrolling through them, as you can tell, I'm trying to show you some differences. But really, in reality, there's really no differences to the remade version. And even then, I tried to look for some more and still could not find any more different things. And the crazy thing about most of them was that I feel like these are just another way for Logan to make a bunch of more money. And now you may be saying, oh, well, that's what YouTube's for. YouTubers make money off of stuff. But here's the thing. Logan has a lot of money to even satisfy himself. More money than any YouTuber could have ever had to satisfy their own self. And the thing about it is that, the annoying part about this is that these are just essentially cash grabs. These remakes are for Logan to cash grab money and stuff like that. These aren't made for Logan to show his fans that he can remake videos and make videos in a better tone. These are just cash grabs. And as I said, Logan has enough money to satisfy his own self. So I honestly don't understand what's the whole point of remaking a video and spending all this time and effort into remaking these videos if essentially you're just going to be showing us this and stuff like that, even though they're really just the same of another video. But with that being said, I think I'm gonna say one more thing, and that's is, if you're gonna remake a video, Logan, please make sure that you actually differentiate and you don't have as much filler as the original video did. The good thing about the remote remake was that there wasn't as much filler in it. Although I'm going to say this and that, I will say, why in the world was the remote even remade in the first place? Like, I'm pretty sure that was one of the videos that could have just stayed in the scraps, honestly. It could have just stayed in the drafts and nothing different. But with that being said, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video.